What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about something that I've kind of just been thinking about for the past few weeks, and I decided to just make a video on it because I figured maybe some of you guys might be interested in this topic as well, and I just want to give you guys my thoughts. And so this video is a little bit different from the usual types of videos that I make where we take a look at potential leaks or rumors. And so if you guys do enjoy this type of video, then definitely be sure to click that like button and let me know down below if you guys enjoy this type of content, because I really love making these types of videos about like potential theories and just speculation about upcoming games, whether it's Pokemon or Mario or Zelda or anything really. I love making these types of videos more than just talking about a potential fake rumor or something like that from 4chan. But really at the end of the day, it comes down to if you guys enjoy these types of videos. So please click the like button if you guys enjoyed this type of content, and also comment something down below as well, just a few words so that the YouTube algorithm might promote this video a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your guys' support. If you guys enjoyed this type of content more and this video ends up performing pretty well, then I'll definitely keep that in mind and try to make more of these types of videos as opposed to just making a video about potential rumors and leaks. But for the topic of this video, I'm sure some of you guys know from clicking on the thumbnail or the title, but it really involves what could potentially be the next new Pokemon games, which of course a lot of people are expecting to be the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. And so ever since Game Freak and the Pokemon Company have started doing remakes, we've always gotten one set of remakes on every new Nintendo system. So we've gotten Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green as the Gen 1 remakes on the Game Boy Advance. We've got Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver as the Gen 2 remakes on the Nintendo DS. And then of course we got Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire as the Gen 3 remakes on the Nintendo 3DS. And so of course it makes sense that Generation 4 Pokemon Diamond and Pearl will get their remakes on the Nintendo Switch. And in case you're wondering, Pokemon Let's Go doesn't really count here because it's like its own little mainline separate series, but if we're counting just mainline Pokemon games that got remakes, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are definitely next in line. Now the most recent mainline Pokemon games that we have at the moment, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, have introduced many new things, but the biggest gameplay mechanic being Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. And while a lot of people have been thinking about how Diamond and Pearl remakes are most likely going to be the next new Pokemon games, I've been thinking about, is it possible to have this new gameplay mechanic of Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing possibly be inside of those remakes, and maybe even the possibility of gym stadiums like how they were made for Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing inside of the Galar region. Now before we get started, I do want to let you guys know that I am giving away a digital code for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on my Twitter. This game has actually become my new favorite video game of all time. It has beaten out every single game that I've played up to this point, so it's really that good. And if you guys are interested in that game and getting a chance to play it for free, then definitely be sure to click the link below in the description. I'll also make it the pinned comment of this video as well. But the reason that I've been thinking so much about this is because of what they did with the last remakes that we had, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. See, these remakes came right after the new generation being Pokemon X and Y, and the biggest gameplay mechanic that Pokemon X and Y introduced was Mega Evolutions. And the thing that Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire did was also bring over this new gameplay mechanic, as a lot of Hoenn Pokemon and other Pokemon also received brand new Mega Evolutions inside of the games. And so we're kind of in a similar situation where Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield have introduced Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, and most likely the next new Pokemon games are going to be the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, so would it make sense for them to do the same type of thing where they're going to bring over the new gameplay mechanic being Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing? On paper, it makes a lot of sense because they've done it in the past with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and Mega Evolutions, but the thing with this is that it really feels like that Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing is something that's very specific to the Galar region, and it really made the Galar region kind of special about it. It's not something as simple as Mega Evolutions that can kind of just be brought over into any other region. It really feels like that Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing was a really big part of Galar and Galar only, and a big reason for that is just the way that they kind of incorporated it into the gyms. All of the gyms in the Galar region were giant stadiums that were capable of being able to Dynamax and Gigantamax your Pokemon, and it made a lot of sense because of how they were incorporated into the gym system, and this gameplay mechanic was something that you weren't able to do anywhere you wanted. You were only allowed to Dynamax or Gigantamax your Pokemon in certain locations when there was big enough space. And so to me, it definitely seems like that Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing is a gameplay mechanic that will be much harder to bring over from the Galar region into Sinnoh, because it's not something that's so simple as Mega Evolution that can just be done anywhere. But at that point, I still don't think that it's impossible. I still think that there's definitely a lot of ways that they could incorporate it into the Sinnoh region. Now, a lot of people like to say that bringing over Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing from Galar into Sinnoh wouldn't make a lot of sense in terms of the lore or the story, but the thing with Pokemon that they can always do is just say that it takes place in a different universe, universe, a different Sinnoh that has this type of gameplay mechanic. And they've done this in the past before with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That Hoenn region that's inside of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is in a different universe than the Hoenn region that's in the original Ruby and Sapphire. And this is further proven inside of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. When you get to the post-game episode with Team Rainbow Rocket, when you get to Archie and Maxie, you're gonna notice that their designs are actually different from the ones of Archie and Maxie that appear in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And that's because those Archie and Maxie that are in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as like the bosses come from the original universe that Ruby and Sapphire takes place in, which is why their designs are different and they don't use Mega Evolutions. And so I can definitely see them doing the same thing again, where the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes take place in an alternate universe of Sinnoh that's different from the original Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh, and this new Sinnoh could have Pokemon that are able to Dynamax and Gigantamax. They could even have all the gyms become stadiums and say that it was just very influenced by the Galar region. Pretty much anything is possible because it's in a different universe. And then they can pretty much do exactly what they did with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and give a ton of the Pokemon from the Sinnoh region Gigantamax forms, so I could definitely see Cynthia having like a Gigantamax Garchomp, Cyrus having a Gigantamax Weavile, so it's very possible, and maybe even all the gym leaders will have their signature Pokemon being able to Gigantamax too. Now, while I've talked about the possibility of Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing appearing inside of the Sinnoh remakes, that's not to say that that's something that I really want. Personally, to me, Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing just wasn't really a gimmick that I really found all that much fun. I still prefer Mega Evolutions much more, and I would love to see Mega Evolutions finally make a comeback. But the thing is, we've kind of always seen that Game Freak likes to have like these eras with all of their mechanics, where like Gen 6 was the Mega Evolution era, where it was a part of X and Y in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and then Gen 7 was like the whole entire Z-Move era, where we had Z-Moves inside of Sun and Moon, and then also Ultra Sun and Moon. And so with Generation 8 having Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, I feel like it's very likely for them to just bring that over into the Sinnoh remakes, because that's going to be like the part of their era that they have with the new mechanic that was introduced. But personally, of course, I really want to see Mega Evolutions return. Who knows, maybe if you guys are interested in that, I can make a whole separate video about the possibility of Mega Evolutions coming back. Definitely be sure to let me know down below if that's something that you guys would be interested in. Now, I tweeted about this on my Twitter as well. I put up a tweet saying, when we got Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire as our Hoenn remakes, it brought over the new mechanic from X and Y with Mega Evolutions. Do you think that Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes could bring Dynamax and Gigantamax into them? Would you like it? Reply and you could be featured in my next video. So we got a reply here from Alu, who's saying, I would be very sad if Diamond and Pearl remakes had Dynamax instead of Mega Evolutions. Mega Evolutions are their best gimmick, and I definitely agree with you in that. Like, I personally love Mega Evolutions. I think it's the best new type of gameplay mechanic that they've ever introduced. I just loved how it gave so many older Pokemon that weren't used that much, like Beedrill and Pidgeot, a chance to actually be competitively good. I love how they got their abilities changed, some of them even changed typings, and they just had different stats, and like, it was just a really good additional layer of competitive battling that was attached to having Mega Evolutions. And so I would love for them to return and have even more ones. But yeah, I just feel like that Dynamaxing would make sense because of how it's kind of a part of Generation 8. But yeah, I definitely agree with you in the fact that Mega Evolutions would be much better. Bladen here is saying it'd be interesting to see what they would do with the legendaries, like how Primals are special Megas for Groudon and Kyogre. What type of special Dynamax would Dialga and Palkia, and by extension Giratina, would get. I'd like to see if they'd have some reasonable lore behind it. And so obviously for that, they could easily just do like what I mentioned in the video, with having it set in an alternate universe, and this alternate universe can obviously have Dialga and Palkia being able to Gigantamax, even have different forms. There's really anything that they can do with it. Ash here is saying, I'm not really into it since the power spots allow Dynamaxing seem to only exist in the Galar region, and Dynamaxing isn't very interesting to be honest. Megas were a nicer concept, and I think that they should come back, so no, I'm against having Dynamaxing in the remakes. Now, I can definitely agree with you in the fact that I personally would want to have Megas as well, but the thing that you mentioned about how it seems like that the power spots only make it seem like Dynamaxing is a part of the Galar region, like I mentioned earlier in the video, they could pretty much just bypass all of this by having the Sinnoh remakes take place in an alternate universe that can have power spots now, so they can pretty much easily just cheese that if they really want to. And finally, we have a reply from Jake here who's saying, God, I sure hope not. Dynamax and Gigantamax is such a boring and lazy mechanic compared to Megas. If we could have both, then sure, but Megas should 100% return. I mean, it just makes sense seeing how many Gen 4 Pokemon have Megas, and that's something that's very true as well. Like, if they're just gonna ditch Mega Evolutions, there's already so many really cool designs, even for Generation 4 Pokemon, so I think it would just be really cool if Mega Evolutions finally did come back with the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and they gave even more Gen 4 Pokemon some Mega Evolutions, like the starters, and it would just be so much more fun to have Mega Evolutions. But at the end of the day, it's really just going to be what they decide to do, and I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. And so there you go guys, those are my thoughts on the possibility of Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing being inside of the Sinnoh remakes. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button and also comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you guys think that it's possible for the Sinnoh remakes to have Gigantamaxing and Dynamaxing, or would you like it to have Megas instead? What would you guys like to see? What do you think is going to happen? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at @Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.